안녕하세요, 린디입니다. 오늘은 정말 여러분한테 소개해주고 싶은 친구가 있어요. 엄청 많은 외국어를 완전 彼女は最近京都大学に入ったばかりですけど、すごいたくさん言語ができる人だし、勉強もよくできるし、優しい人なので、すごい皆さんに紹介したいと思います。만나러 가요.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
こんにちは。
こんにちは。
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
自己紹介お願いします。
自己紹介。やっぱり日本っぽいね。Hi everyone. My name's Becky. 23歳で런던 근처에 살고 있어요. At the moment, I'm studying 4 foreign languages.
Which languages are those?
So Japanese is my main one, still studying, and then Korean, and lately Turkish, and a bit of French, and that's the 4 at the moment.
So how long have you been learning all of those?
So Japanese I've been learning for about 9 years. It's been quite long. Korean I'd say about 3, 4, and Turkish I started learning in April. And French, well, all British people kind of speak French.
Yeah.
We all learn French.
Cool. So we're pretty much the opposite. I also learned French at school, and then I've learned Korean for 8 or 9 years, and then Japanese for 3 or 4. So we kind of just swapped those two. And what would you say is the most rewarding part about learning a foreign language?
I think it's the people you meet. I used to be really, really shy. And once I started learning languages, it forced me to go outside and talk to people or talk to people online or meet people.
That's
So
right.
foreign languages helped me overcome that shyness. There's a personal thing, so you become a lot more kind of, what's the word? More social, but at the same time, you also meet lots of really interesting people as well.
Right, yeah, so you build your self-confidence and you also build your circle of friends and your worldview because learning a
Yeah,
language is learning another culture as well.
exactly, yeah. So
Yeah.
there's really no bad points about learning a language.
Uh-huh.
So I think it's just also plus. So
그럼 이제부터 한국어로 조금 할까요?
out there.
한국어 왜 공부하기 시작했어요?
어려운 문제네요. 질문. 어려운 질문이에요. 네. 한국어는 일본어 좀 비슷하니까
네, 맞아요.
일본어 그때는 3년, 5년 전? 5년 전에 좀 일본 근처에 어떤 또 다른 언어에 있을까 좀 생각해서 인터넷으로 찾아보면 한국도 있고,
네.
근데 영국에 한국 사람들이 별로 없어서
아,
계속
진짜요?
인터넷으로 한국에 대해서 좀 찾아보고, 한국어도 되게 아름답고 되게 표현적인 언어라고 생각했으니까,
맞아요.
저도 이것도 공부하고 싶다라고 생각했어요. 그리고
그렇구나.
한국 사람들이 되게 친절하고 한국에 가면 되게 재밌고 그리고 그냥 재밌어요.
맞아요. 한국 얼마나 가봤어요? 몇 번 가봤어요, 한국?
하나, 둘, 셋, 네 번.
4번? 와,
네 번
나 3번만. 부럽다. 그리고 これから日本語でやってみようか。私の日本語はベッキーのレベルそんなに良くないけどやってみる。
なんか逆やから私日本語の方が長いから
だよね。
そしてなんか
そうだよね。だけどなんとなくコミュニケーションができるんだよね。
はい。それはなんか特にトルコの場合はコミュニケーション取れたらそれも成功したって。やっぱり外国語って完璧に喋らなくてもなんかコミュニケーション取れるレベルになったらそれ十分やと思う。ある場合は。
だよね。そうそうそう。
うん。
私たちは実際に会ったことがあるんだよね。東京で。
東京で。
何年前だったかな ?3 年前かな
11月やったっけ初めて東京行った時、鎌倉行って、で、それから、
そうだよね。
かな。
私と新宿駅で会ったんだよ。
あ、そうそう。
その時は日本語と韓国語ミックスして話したんだよね。だよね。で日本語最初勉強した時に何が一番難しいのか、それとも何が一番楽しいそういうことを知りたいと思う。
一番難しいことはやっぱり教材、教科書、辞書とか手に入れることをすごく
それどう
難しい。
いう意味？どういう意味？
なんかその教材、教科書とかあまり本屋で売ってないから、行ってもなんか売ってる日本語のやつはあまりいいレベルじゃなくて、全部ローマ字で書いてあったし、
それイギリスで？
イギリスで。で、なんかインターネットの方、まあインターネットに行って、で、インターネットにいっぱいあったから、まあ最初インターネットばかり使ってたんやけど、その時はもうスマホなかった。なんかアプリとか。そう、2008年。スマホなかったし、アプリもなかったし、そして日本語を勉強してるなんかコミュニティみたいな、なんかグループもあまりなかったから、めっちゃ古いチャットルームで、わからん人となんか日本語でこうして勉強で、それからなんかロンドンに行って、インターネットで出会った日本人と実際にやって、結構なんか大変。
そうだよね。言語を勉強して自分でちょっとどんどん勉強して、その後は初めてその国の人と喋ると、それはすごいなんていうのかな、조근조근 이렇게 막緊張すごい緊張するんだよね。初めて勉強は自分でするけど、初めてその言語を使う時に緊張するんだよね。
すごい緊張。今も緊張感持ってる。時に韓国語いつも勉強してから話すなんか状態、なんか形になるから、ちょっとなんかまだ緊張感持ってる。だから、緊張感をない方が一番いいと思う。なんか思い切って話すことが。なんか思い切って話すこと。なんか誰でも、例えば、英語母語話者でも、なんかひどいミスするから、誰でも言語そういうもんやから、まあ、しゃあないから、しゃあないから、ただ思い切って話すことが、大事やと思う。
そうだよね。Okay, so now I'm gonna ask you about your top 3 or 5 language learning tips. What are your go-to tips?
Ooh, use the language all the time.
Absolutely.
I have everything in every language possible. So I'd write a diary in Japanese, or like even my like daily schedule I'd write in Japanese or Korean, or I'll talk to myself. So using the language all the time, keeping it fresh in your mind is really important.
Totally.
A lot harder when you're learning several languages, so I'd cycle throughout the day. No one really knows where I am, what my mind is in a way. And then my second one, which I think is something I don't really do, but I really should do, but I am doing now, is to write it down. So when I read a lot of books in Japanese, and I have some in Korean, and they're all this is almost all Japanese now, and I'm so lazy that I just look it up I have a denshi jisho for Japanese and on my phone, and I'll look it up and I'll be like, okay, it's done. I'm not going to do anything with that word. But now I'm writing down all the words that I found interesting.
And cool.
What I've done is now I've started to put them into categories where I might use them. So I've got like kakkoi. So if I want to sound really kakkoi in Japanese, I'll make it. There's one that's like a vivid reminder. It's like hofutsu. I'm gonna use that. If I think of a certain emotion, then I think, oh, how can I say that in a better Japanese? Right. So that's what I'm doing with my Japanese now.
Awesome.
I've got collocations in this one from a book, but
cool.
I'll start filling in ones that I've come across by reading and listening and stuff. So write it down.
Yeah,
my third one would be to always challenge yourself. So if for example, my Turkish is really beginner and is so basic, I can't really understand much, but I'm trying to converse. And what I'll do is I'll listen to a podcast, particularly because my listening is one of my weakest skills, is I'll listen to a podcast and then I'll try and go a level up. So if I'm on absolute beginner, then I'll go to beginner. And try and force myself into, because I know that a lot of words I come across when I'm speaking will probably not be in beginner
Very
or
interesting.
not be an absolute
Right.
beginner. So always kind of like punch slightly above your weight.
아하.
So you even if it's really hard, you do pick up some things.
그리고 한국인들에게 혹시 영어를 처음으로 공부하고 싶은 한국인들에게 혹시 어떤 조언 있어?
그 세계 중에서 영어 공부하는 사람 많죠. 그리고 영어 공부해야겠다라고 생각하는데 그게 영어 좀 심심할 것 같죠.
영어가
그래서-
재미없다고?
네,
맞아.
의미 없고 재미없고 그냥 해야 되니까
해야 되는
공부해야
거잖아.
돼. 네.
응.
그래서 영어를 공부할 때 의미 있게 공부하는 거. 예를 들면 헐리우드 영화 좋아하면 그 영화 보면서 조금 이 단어 좋다. 저도 이렇게 말하고 싶어. 영국 영어 좋다. 영국 사람처럼 말하고 싶어. 그런 거 의미 있게 공부하는 거.
맞아.
그리고
재미있게.
재밌는 oh my god. 재밌는 책을 읽고 재밌는 주제에 대해서 얘기하고 재밌는 그 자기와 관련된 공부.
맞아.
그-
관심사가 있는 거.
네. 그 교과서만 아니라 그냥 예를 들면 그 조국인데 하리포터에 관심이 있고 그리고 천천히 하리포터 공부해도 그 결국은 다 이해할 수 있고 이해할 갈 거예요. 그런 거. 의미 없으면 의미 없어.
그렇지. 의미 있게 재미있게 공부해야지. 공부
네.
아니라 그냥 배우는 거지 뭐. 공부하는 게 아니라 뭐 익숙해지는 거지.
네네네.
Okay, and by the way, Becky just got into Kyoto University, right? And
Yes.
you took the Japanese level exams that other Japanese students
on
take.
UC.
That is absolutely amazing. First of all, congratulations. You deserve it so much. Can you tell me a little bit more about how you went about studying for that?
日本の大学院に入りたい外国人は、まず文部科学省の奨学金に申し込むんやけど、私落ちたからなんか直接その大学院の教授に連絡して、でちょっと自分の研究について説明してから、じゃあ入試受けてほしいって言われたから、日本に行くしかなかった。で全部友達の家経由みたいな、友達を通して全部書類を手に入れて、なんか、全部記入してからまた友達に送って、友達から兄弟に送った。それから日本に行って、実は今年夏に韓国に行って、で、それから日本に行って、その入試のため。で、I got my, where is it?
Wow.
これ届いて、で全部なんか入試の情報とか、
すごい。
時間とか、なんか場所で、これも。
すごいそれ。
日本人ばっかりに囲まれたから、なんか、緊張感すごかった。
おめでとう。素晴らしい、本当に。
I had to keep checking. Like 1065.
That's amazing. Wow. 見てる人、みんなに何か言いたいことがありますか？
言いたいことは、みんなで勉強したらみんなで成功するから、なんか同じ言語を勉強してる人と友達になって一緒に勉強したらお互いに成功できると思うから、みんなで頑張って友達になりましょうって。
いいですね, それ. 아리가또 네. 그럼 오늘은 여기까지고 진짜 여기 백희 조언을 들어서 너무 행복하고 と。
ああ、いいよ。
こんばんは。
じゃあ、喜んで。
喜んでね。ありがとうね。
はい。
じゃあ、バイバイ。
はい